Hello there. So, we're all going to have to comply for another month with the pandemic restrictions because they're not lifting the lockdown on the 21st of June as advertised. As has been trailed in the press and quietly by ministers, we're now going to stay in lockdown until the 19th of July. So what do you think about that, Richard?
Well, I mean, they've eased some of the restrictions and we've got just this little bit longer to go. And I think it's wonderful. I personally wish we were straight back into full lockdown. Lockdown's good. Lockdown keeps us safe. It prevents us from dying. Yes, we need more lockdown and more restrictions.
You must have your sarcasm button switched on high.
No. No, everybody enjoys a good old lockdown. It's become part of our British way of life. That, I think that people are expecting it. It's like Christmas now. We need to have our lockdown. And
you sound like someone who enjoys queuing. We all enjoy queuing in Britain. We all enjoy lockdowns in Britain. Well, I'm afraid to say, I think you are in a minority there. People don't enjoy lockdown and they want it to end.
No, they don't. It's just something they say when they're down the pub, if they're allowed in the pub, that is. No, people love it. When they sort of talk to each other from about a distance of 3 meters in the street, everyone asking each other what the other person is saying because they can't hear what the other person is saying through their mask. No, it's all part of, it's all good old humor. Oh, when will the lockdown end? When will the restrictions end? And people love it. They don't want it to end. And it's good. We should all lock down for longer. We're all caring about businesses and we need to forget as well about the implications of, what happens within the NHS from social distancing that has now caused, 5 million people waiting for operations in the UK. But that's okay. That's okay. We should be quite happy with this. Yeah.
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't be happy with it at all. We should be aiming to come out of lockdown on the 21st of June as advertised and get those businesses back into operation. We're going to actually decimate the smaller businesses, especially retail and in the hospitality sectors. It's going to be the death knell for them. I can't understand why anyone would even think about going into lockdown again. It just seems just totally and utterly outside the realms of sanity at the moment.
Yes, we're not going back into lockdown, which is, as I said, is a great shame because I know all the business people out there, they have enjoyed their time off earning money, and the remortgaging of their homes has been a good thing for the economy, to keep the businesses running. I think everyone has, in general, except for people obviously in the public sector, have enjoyed taking the pay cut. It has been a positive thing. I think, yes. Yeah, I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, well, that furlough money coming out of the government and keeping things going for certain people while others are on the breadline and losing their homes and being threatened to being thrown out of their houses because they can't earn anything to pay the rent. How can that possibly be fair?
Well, it does allow that our good and decent public sector workers who work tirelessly to keep us safe. It's fantastic news to know that they will not take a pay cut. And I know you have people who are working in supermarkets and in shops who are potentially have a greater risk of being exposed to the coronavirus. However, I think they're probably expendable. Yes, these people, they are expendable, yes.
You sound like a globalist. They're expendable, the expendables, while they fly in and do their meeting, the G7 meeting, and just don't social distance, get together and hanging on each other's shoulders and close conversations between President Macron and President Biden and all the rest of it. You sound like them.
And we mustn't forget President von der Leyden as well. Yes, she had to turn up at the G7 meeting because she's one of the G7 meeting representatives, isn't she?
No.
Yes.
Anyway, we can go on to that some other time. But now
let's do it now. Let's do it now.
You want to do it now? You want to talk about that one?
Yes.
Now?
Well, the thing which pricked my ears up really was that we should, Boris Johnson, he said such a wonderful thing that we should build back in a more feminine and gender neutral way. And I think this is fantastic because we do really need to get rid of the male aspect of our society. I think that's the general thrust of everything now. Yes, I mean, every man I know, every single man that I know who identifies as a man is now questioning whether they are men. And because we need to be more gender neutral and introduce this more feminine aspect to ourselves. I noticed that Boris Johnson omitted us building back in a more masculine way because we couldn't do that. Oh, no, 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 no. I mean, what great thing was ever built by men?
Oh, of course, nothing. Yeah, I get your drift there. Yeah, men never did anything much. So they've got to be written out of history, basically, it seems.
Oh, yes. And
yeah, but,
especially white men.
Don't go down that path. We know about that. But does building back gender neutral, but in a feminine way, isn't that sort of counterintuitive? How can you be gender neutral and feminine at the same time? Or are we now entering a whole new phase of biology?
I think this is down to what one identifies as being gender neutral in a feminine kind of way. Because if you're in a gender neutral feminine kind of way, at least you're not being masculine.
And that's what it's all about, is it? The fact that you mustn't be masculine. Nothing must be masculine.
No.
But
I don't want us to mention men ever again on this channel. I think we should only talk about women and those who identify as gender neutral. I mean, these are,
as long as they're gender neutral in a feminine way.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, this is the point that, anyway, this is just a bit of hyperbole and talking about what Boris Johnson said to you, which I thought was rather remarkable and quite prejudicial, to say the very least, by the omittance of anything in terms of building back better with a masculine input. Yes.
Yeah.
So there we go. I think that's enough.
Does that mean that all bricklayers must now be female? Does that mean all the hod carriers must be female, and that all the architects must be female? How does that work? How does that work?
They must be female, gender neutral. They must. So yes,
gender neutral female or something along that, or declared or self-identified as such.
Yes, I think, but perhaps Boris was identifying a new category in us having to build back more feminine and gender neutral at the same time. Perhaps there's something we have missed here.
Yes. I'm not up to date on my sort of indoctrination in these matters, so maybe I need to attend another class or something on gender indoctrination. I'm not sure.
I mean, as I've said, at the end of the day, people have the choice to identify as they wish to in terms of their gender. That's fine by me. I really, really could not care less. I choose to identify as a male, though. And just because I do that, does that make me bigoted?
Horror.
I know. This is the problem. This is what a lot of people have been talking about with this statement by Boris Johnson, is the sheer fact that he just did not mention anything positive about the male aspect. And Anyway, that's I'm going to have to make a move now, Mr. Taylor.
Yes, so am I. Yes, and I think we'll call that one an end to that one. But I would like to come back to this Ursula von der Leyen thing being at the G7. We might attack that in a later video. Okay, so for everyone out there, please like, subscribe, and comment below on what you've heard. And thanks for watching.